Hi, beauties. I want to talk to you guys about something that we don't talk a lot about, and I think that we should. As a matter of fact, this very thing is considered to be a form of self care, but I want to wager to you that it could also be a form of warfare. Cutting people off. Have you cut people off lately? Because I know I have. In the past year, I've cut multiple people off, ranging from friends to family, people that I've had long relationships with. But this becomes a form of warfare when you're still angry when you cut them off, and when that very anger is still in you. That's not self care. So let's talk about it. Let's figure out what it is about these people that make it so important to cut them off. So, why is it so important to go through all of these steps to cut a person off? Someone that you've been knowing for years. Now, if this is a total stranger or someone you just met, you probably ain't known them 6 months and you figured out it's not worth your time, by all means, you can cut, snip, snap, do whatever you have to do to get rid of that headache before it begins. But we're talking people that you've been knowing for a while. Why is it so important to start Xing people out all of a sudden? That's warfare. You're doing it to try to make yourself feel good because they made you feel bad. So you're trying to overcompensate for your pain when you should really just address the pain and figure out what position they will hold in your life. Because ain't nobody got to be up front and center. Okay, so now we're talking, right? So I'm going to one up you. In the very moment that you were upset, maybe 24 hours later, you ain't even calmed down. You decided you was going to block, delete, cancel out, do all that stuff, right? I've been there, done that. You never made peace for what was about to come. You never came to terms with what your new reality would be. So yes, that chip is still on your shoulder. That's a personal issue. We need to address that. I'm not saying you can't cut nobody off, because if it's necessary, you do what you have to do. But if you cutting them off while you're angry, that's not healthy for you. Anything we do, we should do it with grace. And that includes cutting people off. It is completely normal to be upset with someone who has done something to you or done something concerning you that you do not like. But it is not normal to still be upset with someone after you cut them off. And to put a cherry on top, it's 5 years later. Let's keep it real. That's a mental concern. That's something within us we need to address if we're still angry. We're still walking around with a chip on our shoulder every time someone mentioned that person's name. That's not self-care. That's warfare. We have waged war on ourselves and we don't even know it. We need to make some adjustments here. We need to address these issues and we need to change. Listen, I have been there and done that. I have cut people off, put them over to the wayside to let them marinate, do whatever they need to do to live their lives. But let's just talk about it for a second. Can you truly cut off family? Close friends you've been with for 30, 40 years? You would almost have to change your name, skip town, probably be under the witness protection program in order to do it. But within you, you'd still not really cut them off, because that's what life is when we've gotten into relationship with people. So what we need to figure out is what position they will now hold in our lives. Maybe that person is someone you don't call every day like you used to, or go visit like you used to. They hold a different position in your life, and that's perfectly fine. Are you accepting people for who they are? Because I believe that goes hand in hand with cutting people off. We don't need to cut people off because of how they dress, how they act, how they walk, how they talk. I've been there, done that. I've cut people off for reasons that are crazy. We need to cut people off that's truly affecting our forward movement in life. That means they're getting ahead of us and they could be potentially affecting our future. What we need to do is determine what position these people hold in our lives and put them in it. I don't care if they're the sacker. They have a position in your life. And guess what? You're not creating unnecessary tension, unnecessary animosity. In 2023, we need to not cut so many people off and add them in different positions in our life and move forward.